Okay, so you're all muted now, but I can see most of you. A couple of people don't have their cameras on. It's totally fine if you want your privacy, but as I said, if you want me to give you any personal kind of hints and tips or instruction, leave your camera on and angle it so that I can see you on the mat. And I've got some good news today, and that Gary, my friend Gary, who anyone who's come to Henham Yoga, Angela and Linda, I know you guys know him. So he is going to be my yoga body, my yoga model, because I've got pelvic girdle pain from the pregnancy, so I won't be able to demo a lot of the moves. And the other advantage of him doing yoga, so if you need a visual aid, you can watch him. I can watch you guys and help give you some feedback. So if you don't want the feedback, turn your camera off, that's totally fine. And if you do want it, keep it up. I hope you're feeling great, and well done for those of you who've already joined in Nikki's Yogathon and done a class with her or Wibs. It sounds like it's going brilliantly. It's such an exciting thing to be part of, so thank you so much, Nikki. We're going to start, so this is a vinyasa hour yoga class. I'll finish at 1 o'clock, so don't worry about the time. We'll have Shavasana at the end. If you start sitting, so however you like to sit, in a comfortable cross-legged seat perhaps, or you might prefer to sit with your legs out in front of you. And we'll start by getting into our breath. So when you're ready, start to straighten your spine and reach up tall through the crown of your head, and place your hands somewhere comfortable, maybe on your thighs or your knees. Notice the breath traveling up the back of your body as you inhale. And as you exhale, imagine that breath traveling down the front of your body, reaching your seat bones. So breathing in, finding that height and length through your spine, and breathing out, feeling settled, at ease and grounded. Inhale again to the crown of your head, and exhale, let your shoulders relax. We'll start by taking pranayama, a breathing exercise called box breath. So box breath is where you inhale, you hold, you exhale, you hold. So it's 4 sides of a box. Keeping the eyes closed, taking a deep breath in, right to the full extent of your lungs capacity, and hold. And then exhale everything out, and hold. Inhale up the side of the box, and hold. Exhale down the other side of the box, and hold. Inhale up, hold. Exhale down, and hold. Twice more. Inhale, hold. Exhale, hold. Inhale deeply, hold. Exhale everything out, hold. And let the breath come in, keeping the eyes closed. Just see how you feel in your mind. If there's a sense of extra calm from controlling the breath, that often lends us the feeling of feeling more in control of our destiny and calmer in the body and mind. Our nervous system is relaxing. Start to gently rotate the head around the neck, so nice small circles, remembering that your head is heavy, it's about 10 kilograms, so you don't want to tax your neck muscles, so keep the circles nice and gentle. It's funny, we're all trying to always do our best, and often things like this, we try and really take the neck into extreme motion, but you don't need to, it's just a nice, gentle, relaxing circle. And then to balance things out, change the direction of your circle. Deep breath in as you do so. And breathing out. Bring your head back to a standstill. Blink your eyes open. And as you breathe in, lift your arms up and gather the air up above your head. As you exhale, your palms meet and you draw them down through the center. Inhale, sweeping up and lifting high, opening up through the chest, stretching the backs of the shoulders. And exhale, press the palms together as they descend down through the center line. One more, just like this. Using the breath to lift and the exhale to lower. Good job. From here, take the fingertips onto the tops of the shoulders, like spiders, and then start to circle your right elbow up, back, down, up, back, down, around. So we're mirroring you guys, so it's easier for you to follow. So really see if you can get that elbow up and look up towards the elbow. Maybe let your eyes follow the elbow, so you get a little nice rotation through the back of the neck as well. And breathe into that lifted side of your ribs as you expose them when the elbow comes up. Beautiful. Swapping sides, lifting up through the left side, opening up, circling around, getting rid of any stagnant energy that's trapped or blocked. Good job. And then we take both elbows together in front of us, lift them up high and open them round and down. So both elbows are making big, giant circles. And as you do this, see if you can make equal circles with both elbows, or if you have limited mobility in one side. Looking good. Lovely. And then release the hands down to the sides. As you inhale, sweep them up above your head. As you exhale, interlace the fingers, find the open palms, back of the skull resting into the open hands. Let the hands take the weight as you lift the chest and pull the chin up to the sky. So opening up, expanding the ribs in the front of the chest. And as you exhale, equal weight in the seat bones. Inhale for 2, letting the elbows come even wider. Exhale, hold. Inhale, openness. And this time as you exhale, draw the elbows together and start to curl your spine and round down. Lovely. As you inhale, you open up. Release the arms all the way out to the sides. Press the palms back in space. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Good. And then give yourself a big hug, wrapping your arms around each other, massaging into the backs of your shoulder blades. So I'm guessing none of us have had a massage for a really, really long time now. And this is the closest we're going to get to a bit of self-massage. So let's enjoy it while we can. Good job. And then take the arms wide again, and we're going to hug ourselves again, but try to wrap the other arm on top. See if you can remember which arm went on top last time. Good. Take the right hand down to the ground, releasing your shoulders. Left arm comes up and over. So you're making a giant C. You can see that lovely giant C shape with Gary's arms. Good. Breathe in, lifting up high and overhead. And breathe out, relax that bottom shoulder down. Lovely there. Inhale, lifting, opening up through that side of the chest. And this time as you exhale, turn the palm to face down towards the ground. Rotate your chest down and touch the ground past your knee. As you inhale, you wave your arm open and up. And as you exhale, you take it down and you close. Good. Keep making this lovely movement. Keep reaching through the fingers as you take the arm forward. And what you're doing here is you're opening up through the bottom quadrant of your spine. You're stretching your quadratus laborum, the QL. It's quite difficult to stretch this, and it gets really tight from sitting and driving. So it should feel really nice in your spine. Make it feel good in your body. And next time your hand comes down, you're going to walk both your fingers towards the front of the mat. So straight arms up on your fingertips, reach out as far as you can, look up, breathe in. And then as you breathe out, let yourself round down and forward, elbows to the ground, chin tucks in. Hold here, breathing into the back of your heart space. So even though you can't see it, imagine the back of your body. Inhaling. And exhaling. Next inhale, you walk your hand all the way over to the left. So we're going to take a giant C in the other direction. So you lift the other arm up and overhead, lift your right arm up and overhead, good. Bending both elbows, softening the bottom shoulder, looking up towards the ceiling and drawing that arm back in space to stretch open the side of the ribs. Yawning is good, that means your body's relaxing into it. So inhale, reach overhead. You've got a gorgeous smile, Amanda. Breathing out. Inhale, keeping the seat bones on the ground, but opening up through the side of the body, and exhale. One last inhale, enjoy this side stretch. And exhale, look to the ground past your knee. Let your hand come to touch the earth. As you inhale, you wave up through that side of the body. And as you exhale, you close it down. Good, so really feel like you're reaching and stretching. I know it's hard at home. You don't always have that much space on this side maybe, and you're doing a really good job. And see if you can really get the length and extension as you reach through the fingers. Lovely. And next time the hand comes down, you walk the fingers to the front again. Breathe in, look up on the fingertips, lift the chest, and as you exhale, you round and curl. Lovely. From here, inhale, take the hands all the way behind you. So we're going to bring the fingers to face our bums, elbows are bent, hands are shoulder width apart, and start to rock your shoulders from left to right. So like a little shimmy from left to right. Lovely, Angela. And you're massaging the back of your scapula, your shoulder blades. So you're letting them roll around a bit behind you. Again, a bit of that self-massage. Should feel good for the back, the upper back. Bit of release. Taking your legs out in front of you and flipping your toes up. So your toes, I'll scoot back a bit to show you. Actually, you can do it. It's much better for you. Your bum is on the ground, your knees are bent, your heels are on the ground, and then you reach forward. Good. And then you tuck the chin and you round spine and you pull back. So you inhale, lift the chest and come forward, and you exhale and wave back. Inhale, let yourself come forward, and as you do this movement, really try to keep the legs active, so you're keeping the toes lifted towards your shins. And see if you can get a roll through your whole spine going. So you're trying to activate all the different parts of your back. Good, that's it. Really nice. Lovely. And then next time you come up to sit on your seat bones, hold it there, take hold of your right leg, and then extend it out to the side. If you've got any issues with balance, you can keep one leg on the ground, or you're going to try and lift the other leg as well. And then we're going to bend one knee in, straighten one leg, and swap sides, bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Again, I said a variation, if you want to, is just do one leg at a time, or you can be balancing on your seat bones, lifting alternate legs, stretching them out to the side in archless pose. So it's a nice way to warm up your hamstrings. Try to straighten your back, lovely, and take the soles of the feet together, let them come to the ground, massage your insteps with your thumbs. You can have a nice wriggle, that's it, get nice and comfy there. So getting the thumbs into the insteps, massaging that tight tendon and the 4 layers of plantar fascia, the 4 layers of foot tissue and the soles of your feet. Start to cross your calf to your shin. This is an option. Take your hands forward and roll over your legs to come into quadruped. So come into your hands and your knees. Or you can just come into your hands and knees however you like to do it. And check that your palms are underneath your shoulders and your knees are underneath your hips. From here, we're going to look at the knees and start to circle the hips around the knees. So the knees, the static point, and the hips circle around, out to the side, pulling them back, around. You can make small circles to start with. See how that feels. How are your hips, Anne? Are you okay? Are they feeling good? Yeah? Okay, good. So circling around in one direction, starting to make them bigger. Lovely. Breathing in, don't forget your breath. And breathing out. That's what makes the vinyasa so magical, linking the breath to the movement. And to balance out the left and right hemispheres of our brains, we're going to take the circles in the opposite direction. So when you're ready, switching over. Getting into the hips, into the side of the body. Good. Coming back towards the standstill, walking the hands further forward in front of the shoulders. Start to rock the pelvis forward and back. So you're pressing the hips back towards the child's pose and you're dropping them forward. So you're getting your hips used to the frontal plane of motion now, the forward and back. And that should feel good too. And then next time your hips come forward, hold them there. We're going to start taking tricep dips. So check the hands are underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Squeeze the knees together, lift the ankles up. Lovely. And then start to let the chest come down, elbows bend, raising your ribs and press back up. Beautiful demo, Gary. So you can come all the way down to the ground if you're feeling strong, or you can come halfway down. Everyone's looking really strong. Good. Keep the elbows squeezing to the side if you can. Maybe hands a little wider, Angela, might help. Yeah, good. And we'll do another 3 if you can. Really nice, Joanna. And I'm really crap at counting, but I think that's 3. So come down to your tummies. Yeah, definitely 3. Relax the legs. Hovering baby cobra. So you take your hands underneath your shoulders, you lift your head and chest, and you hover your hands on your inhale. And this straight away switches on the muscles either side of the lumbar spine. So you can feel the lower back engaging. See if you can make a few little adjustments here. Lengthen the back of your neck, pull your shoulders down towards your seat bones, squeeze your elbows in more. Good. And from here, if you want to increase the intensity, lift your feet as well. And notice how your hamstrings and your quads engage if you lift the legs. Breathe in, let the heart rise. Breathe out. Inhale, lift a little higher. Exhale, hold. Inhale for 3. And exhale, hands down to the ground. Okay, we're going to work a bit on back strength. Take your fingertips to your temples, elbows nice and wide. As you inhale, you float up, lifting your chest away from the ground, and as you exhale, nose comes back down towards the mat. So keep going with the breath. As you inhale, you lift the upper body away, and as you exhale, you lower. And you're just using the strength of your muscles around your spine to help lift up the top half of your body. So if you've got any lower back issues, make it a really small movement. If you feel any pinching, ease off. It should feel like you're really doing some good work. You can squeeze your glutes as well to help support your lower back. Lovely. And then next time you come down, let your hands rest on the ground, nose to the earth. Just take a little break. Any pinching in the back, you can wiggle the hips from side to side. But we're coming into locust from here. Whenever you're ready, take your hands either side of your body, palms facing up towards your ceiling. And on your inhale, lift your head, chest, and arms. Good. So stay here and see if you can draw the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the thumbs towards each other and lift the arms higher. So you're really working the inner seams of your arms here. I had really achy arms after doing this once. It felt really good. And then if you want to make it more intense, you can also lift the legs. If you're super badass, you can squeeze the legs together. And that makes it even harder. And wherever you are, we're going to hold for 3 breaths. So inhale, let the heart lift. Exhale, hold. Inhale, maybe feet are lifting. Exhale, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, reach the fingers towards the feet. And then exhale, release. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck the toes. Squeeze the elbows in. No rest for the wicked. Press all the way up into plank or come to a knees. Good, nice and strong. Lift the hips up and back to your downward dog and pedal your legs out straight away. So bend your left knee, bend your right knee. Let the weight shift from side to side. See if you can drop one hip, then the other. Really good, guys. It's so nice seeing you on screen. You're doing such a good job. And then give your head and neck a gentle shake all around. So let the tension go out of the jaw, the sides of the neck, and the top of the shoulders. Release back down to the knees. We're going to roll around the base of our palm. So imagine your base of your palm is a circle and you're rolling around that circle, maybe lifting the fingers up, maybe taking some of the weight forward, shoulders over wrists. Putting weight into our bones increases the bone density. And we're doing this to wake up the joints in our fingers, because when we do weight-bearing exercise like downward dog, we need to have a strong, stable base in our hands. If you've got any wrist injuries, obviously take care. Good. And then come back to a neutral position. On your inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky. Good. And open up through that side of the chest. As you breathe out, thread the hand through, reaching underneath you. Inhale, lift fingers up to sky, expanding. Exhale, contract, reach underneath your opposite armpit. Inhale, fingers up to your lights. And exhale, squeeze the side waist as you take it through. Good job. Inhale, arm comes up high. Bend the elbow, find the back of the head with your fingertips, and see if you can lift the elbow up nice and high. I always have kind of slightly hated this, but I know it does me so much good. Check where your head is looking so your neck isn't impinged. And the reason it does you so much good is if you've got tight shoulders, this really helps you to breathe into the back of them. And as you breathe out, keep the fingers on the head, drop the elbow down to the ground so you just touch your mat. As you inhale, you open up, lifting the elbow up high. I know it's hard. Exhale, release down, or maybe you'll feel quite open through the shoulders, it's not too bad. One more, inhale, lifting up, and exhale, release down. Drop the right forearm to the ground, and stay on your left palm. So right forearm comes to the ground, and you're up on your left palm. From here, you're going to extend your left leg out to the side. Oh, sorry, other leg. Yeah, good. So your right forearm's on the ground, your left leg is extending out to the side. Look at that long leg that's extending out to the side. Push the edge of the foot down into the ground, and then take your hand and squeeze all the muscles on it. So use that left hand to squeeze the muscles in your left leg. I know some of you look at me like I'm crazy, but it works. If you squeeze those muscles, you switch on the quadruped. The quadricep, the thigh muscle, and the calf muscle. And from here, when you're ready, lift those fingertips up to the sky. So the left arm comes up and high, big open reach through the chest. Lovely. And as you exhale, take the hand down to the ground, elbow comes to the earth, both forearms on the ground, fingers facing forward. Lovely. We're coming into forearm plank. So send your feet all the way to the back of the mat. You can stay on your knees if forearm plank's not for you, or you tuck your toes and you find your forearm plank. Little rock forward and backwards to find the comfortable point of balance. And from here, you bend your knees and you take your hips out to the side, and then you bend your knees to the other direction. So it's like a twisty forearm plank. So you're twisting from left to right with the forearms on the ground. Good. It feels so nice in the side of the hips. You can almost forget you're doing forearm plank. And then come back down to your knees. Lift up onto your palms. Give your tail a little shake like a dog from left to right. And it's so nice in resetting your spine back to neutral. So finding neutral, we're going to lift up through the other side. So inhale, take the left arm up high to the sky. Good. And as you breathe out, thread the hand underneath and through the armpit. Lovely. Inhale to reach fingers high towards the clouds above your ceiling. And exhale, thread it underneath and through. Inhale for 3, lifting up. And exhale, squeeze the obliques, the sideways as you thread it through. Inhale, lift up again. Find the back of your skull by bending your elbow. Good. Make sure you feel supported with that hand underneath that's on the ground, underneath your shoulder. And then breathe in, open up a bit more. And as you breathe out, touch the elbow down, maybe towards your thumb. Inhale, lift up high. Exhale, close down. Good job. Inhale, lift up for 3. And exhale, close down. This time the forearm comes to the ground and you extend the right leg out to the side. We're taking up a lot of space today, aren't we? Kick any cushions out the way. Take your hand onto your leg, squeeze those leg muscles, look at your foot, press the outer edge of your foot into the ground. You want a really strong extended leg there. And when you're ready, take the arm up to the sky, open up through the chest, a nice big expansion through the thoracic area, through the ribs. As you breathe out, take the hand down to the ground, back onto the forearms, finding your forearm plank. You can always stay on your knees. Otherwise, you're trying to bring the hips in line with the heart and the heels. Holding your forearm plank, it's a lot harder than doing twisty plank. See if you can press up through the middle of your back, so you're protracting your shoulder blades, spreading them apart. Pull the navel in, engage through the core. One more inhale. And as you exhale, come up onto your palms. Bet you weren't expecting that. So come up onto downward dog. Well done. Brilliant. So pedaling your legs out, bending one knee, then the other. Little shake through the head and neck, getting into the posterior chain of the body, from the nape of the neck, down the spine, the sacrum, the coccyx, the hamstrings, the glutes, the calves, the Achilles heels, lengthening into all of the back of your body. We'll take a little balance from here. So breathe in and lift your right foot as high as you want. Doesn't have to be very high. It can be a few inches, or it can be a full three-legged dog. And release your foot to the ground. Inhale, lift your left leg high as you wish. And exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift your right hand off the mat. Exhale, place it down. Very strong, Claire. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, place it down. You're probably wondering where we're going with this. Next one, we're going to lift opposite limbs. So lift right hand and left leg. And see if you can balance. It's really hard, isn't it? Good job. And take them back down. And then lift the other side. Maybe it's left hand, right leg, or whichever side you didn't do. I'm glad you're laughing, Amanda. And then place it back down. Well done. Now we'll go for a downward dog twist. So lift your right hand and find the outer edge of your left leg. So if you need to come into a slightly shorter dog, you can, but reach around for the outside of that leg. Good. And if you want to turn it into a deeper twist, look underneath the armpit. Breathe in and breathe out. Release your hand forward. Okay, inhale, lift the left hand and reach for the outer right calf. Good. Turning it into more of a twist by really looking underneath that armpit and drawing the shoulder down and across. Good, and release. Well done. Start to take baby steps towards the front of your mat. And when you get there, separate your feet nice and wide, shoulder more than hip distance apart. Take hold of your elbows, find ragdoll position. So the idea of ragdoll is you really let yourself grow soft and floppy. Knees are relaxed, so your lower back can soften. Use gravity, so let your elbows pull down heavily towards the earth. Make sure you're looking between your legs, which means the back of your neck will be long. And imagine your spine literally decompressing. Length being created and space between each vertebrae. Maybe you take a sway from side to side, if it feels good in your body. Maybe you flutter your lips because we can't hear each other, so you can sound like an idiot and it doesn't matter. So if you go, very nice, Gary, then that means there's no tension in your jaw. If it comes out like, then that means you've got a tight jaw, and it's just nice to know that. From here, drop your hands to the ground and start to draw a semicircle with your fingers from left to right on the mat in front of you. So the knees are bent enough for the fingers to get to the ground, and you simply sway from left to right. You can always walk your feet a little bit closer in if it feels like too much of a reach. And maybe it feels good when you go over to the left side to pause and take that side stretch there. And then maybe you go up to the right side and see how it feels as you take yourself over. See where you feel the stretch. Is it in the ankles, the tendons, the side of the hips? And just have a little play from side to side, seeing if one side of your body is maybe a little tighter than the other, if the twist feels good, or if you feel better in a forward fold. So a lot of yoga teaching is very instructional, which is what we like, because we can switch our brains off and just flow and get in that meditative zone. But sometimes it's really nice to think about your body and the asymmetry and which side is more tight and what's happening. Most of us have some issue going on, especially the older we get. And from here, start to bring your feet in underneath your hips. We're going to roll up slowly, so bent knees, tucked chin, arms are dangling, pressing into the soles of the feet and slowly rolling all the way up to stand, taking your time. Whenever you get to the top, you're welcome to start rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. And take your hands behind you, interlace them into a fist, press the palms together, straighten the arms, and lift the fist away from your bum. So you're really opening up through the chest again. You're letting your pelvis come slightly forward, and all that forward weight is counteracted by your fist pulling back behind you. So you've got these two opposing forces. You're opening and thrusting forward with your heart, and you're pulling back with your arms. Inhale, grow tall up through the crown of your head, and as you exhale, press down into your feet. Inhale, lifting the heart a little more, rolling the shoulders in towards each other. And as you exhale, bend the knees and fold all the way forward, keeping your arms where they are, fist reaching up to the ceiling. So if you need to separate your feet out for balance and stability, do so. Lovely. And then start to rock your shoulders from side to side. So you let the left shoulder dip to the center, and then the right shoulder dips to the center. Keep trying to lift the fist off your bum if you can. Nice open shoulders, Gary. And then from here, bend the knees deeply, release the hands and sweep the arms forward to come to Utkatasana, chair pose. Good. Look at your toes, give them a little wiggle and see if you can take the weight more into your heels. Lovely, Claire. Making sure the knees stay over the ankles. And then gently take your left hand to your belly button and your right hand to your lower back. What we're going to try and do is take out any excessive curve of the lower back, lordosis. So you're trying to lengthen the tailbone with one hand and pull your navel in with the other hand. Think of that 360-degree core. You're trying to support the back and the tummy and the sides. And when you feel like you've got it, you've got that core engagement, reach your arms forward and up, palms facing up, hands separated so your shoulders can relax. Let the hips and knees hinge deeply, weight into the back of the body. Breathe in, let the heart rise a little. Breathe out, hold. Option on your inhale to lift your left heel up and place it down. And next inhale, right heel lifts up. And exhale, place it down. If you were thinking that was easy, lift both heels up, balance on the balls of your feet without too much wobbling. Good job, sitting nice and low. Another breath in. And then exhale, fold all the way forward, hands to the ground. Lovely. Step or jump back into your plank. Lower down halfway, elbows squeeze in. Press off your toes for upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. If this is your first class of the day and that felt a little janky, don't worry. Usually the first chaturanga does. From here, inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the heart, body in high plank, shoulders over wrist. Point those right toes. Squeeze the right knee in nice and high towards your chest using your abs. Good. Extend the leg up and high towards the sky behind you. Exhale, knee to heart. Step the foot all the way through. If it needs a little help, give it a little help. Stay on the toes of the back foot and lift your arms all the way up and high above your head. Anjaneyasana, Crescent Lunge. Straighten both legs. As you exhale, bend both knees and drop your hands out to the sides, fingers facing down. As you inhale, sweep up, straightening the legs. And as you exhale, lower. So we keep flowing with this movement. We inhale to straighten and lift. And we exhale to lower and bend. So this is all about balance and strength of the legs. Really strong. 2 more. Good. Keep squeezing the back glute. And this time as you come down low, stay low and take the hands to the heart in prayer. We're taking a twist. So you're going to twist towards the right. Your elbow is going to come over the side of your thigh if you can. And you look up over your top shoulder. Keep pressing your back heel behind you. So long, straight back leg. Breathing in And breathe out, come back to the center. Take your hands to the inside of your front foot and wiggle the front foot to the edge of the mat to make space for your hips. Good. From here, you can rock backwards and forwards, or you can take small circles with your hips, whatever feels better. Breathing in, breathing out. Trying to keep the breath flowing through the nose. Pausing with your knee over your ankle. Start to come down onto your left forearm and lift the right arm up nice and high to the sky. So another open twist towards your bent leg. Good job. Start to take the lifted hand down towards the ground. Maybe the forearm comes to rest on the ground, maybe the palm. Maybe you have a book or a block handy. Doesn't matter where you are in lizard pose. Just make sure it's comfortable for your body and your front foot is forward enough that your knee is over your ankle. Push your big toe down into the ground and see if you can soften on your exhale. Especially if you're a runner, this might feel quite tight. If you want to drop the back knee to the ground, you're most welcome. Lovely, Joanna. And breathe into that hip. On your inhale, start to lift up onto your palms, tuck your back toe, lift your back knee if it was down, stepping all the way back into your plank, really strong. Right hand to the center, we're transitioning into side plank, Shavasana. Lifting the left hand high, either stacking the feet or splitting them. Option to drop the bottom knee for an easier variation. Pressing down into the feet will lift your hips up towards the sky. Good, I saw that, Claire, nice lift. Strengthening through the side of the body. And as you breathe out, you're going to sweep your lifted hand underneath your armpit. So you can always drop down to your knee if you want. Inhale, lift up. We're going to take 3 of these. And exhale, take the arm through, looking strong. You can always come to your forearm as well. Inhale, reach up for 3. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, lift up. And if you can, super slow transition, sweep the left arm forward and bring it all the way down to the ground into your plank. Wow, really strong. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Have a little wiggle, have a play around, maybe a little head bang with your head from left to right if you want. And next breath in, lift up high on your tiptoes, bend your knees, look forward. As you breathe out, hop, step or float or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale for a halfway lift, hands on shins, flat back, look forward. Exhale, fold all the way down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms up high, Urdhva Hastasana. Lift all the way up, carry up, like that's it, good. And then exhale, take the palms down to the thighs. So still standing, good. Inhale, just lift the arms. We're just working with the arms. So stay standing, Amanda, stay standing, good. And exhale, hands down to the hips. Good. 2 more like this. So you inhale and focus on the arms, sweeping up, stretching the backs of the shoulders. Exhale, slowly palms down. Let the breath settle. Inhale to sweep up high. And exhale to fold. Next one, inhale, lift up high. Next exhale, we're going to hinge at the hips and fold all the way down to our mat. So exhale and swan dive down to the earth. Beautiful, Joanna. So get the hands onto the ground, palms onto the earth, bend the knees as much as you need to, spread the fingers nice and wide, lift the heels, putting the weight into the wrists and hands, and either step or jump back into your plank. Lowering down, chaturanga, halfway, elbows bending towards body, look forward, Claire. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, press hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good job. When you're ready, left leg sweeps high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to heart. Hold the body into a high plank, shoulders over wrist, point the left toe. Use the abs, squeeze the knee in more, and then send the left leg up and back. Well done. As you exhale, bend the knee to the heart, step the foot all the way forward between the hands, sweep your arms up, balancing in your Crescent Lunge. Straighten both legs, reach the fingertips up and overhead. As you exhale, bend both knees and let the fingers descend to the ground. So inhale to straighten the legs and lift up, looking so strong. And exhale, bend both knees and release. So you're really working the legs. Keep going with this flow, letting the breath lift you up and letting the exhale drop your hands towards the earth. Keep squeezing that back glute. Good. Okay, Last one. This time your hands are going to come to prayer in front of your heart, bending your front knee deeply. Back leg is straight, so you're tilting slightly forward with the torso. Start to take a twist over to your left. So you drop the elbow just past the thigh. Good. Press through the back heel to keep your balance. Take your shoulders away from your ears a bit and twist a little more. On your next exhale, come back, hands in prayer at your heart center, and then drop the hands to the inside of your front foot, lizard pose. So wiggle that front foot out to the side of your mat. Rock backwards and forwards or hips in circles, whatever feels best. If you want to work on leg strength, keep your back leg lifted, or you can drop your back knee to the ground. From here, we're going to take the right forearm onto the earth and lift the left hand up nice and high. So a twist towards your bent leg. Good. Breathing out, taking the hand down. Maybe the forearm comes to the earth. Maybe you're on the right palm. See what feels best in your body. And if lizard pose is challenging for you, don't worry. It can be the nemesis of lots of us. It is a pose that does improve the more you work on it. So try and breathe into the body where it feels tight. Anything that resembles pain, back off. On your next inhale, we're going to lift up onto the palms. Strong step back into plank. Left hand comes to the center. Right arm lifts nice and high. Side plank. Good. Feet are either stacked or split. And then from here, we sweep the lifted arm underneath the body. Good. So you inhale and reach up high. And you exhale and reach underneath you. Inhale for 3, lifting in your own time. And exhale, use the obliques, the side waist. Inhale, arm lifts up high, super strong. Transition the right arm all the way forward and down into your plank. Nice, Linda. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Well done. Let your breath regulate. Start to breathe through the nose deeply. As you inhale, come high onto the tiptoes, bend the knees, look forward. As you exhale, keep the hips high and jump or step to the front of your mat. Good job. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up and high. And exhale, hands to the heart. Everyone feeling warm, I hope. Inhale, sweep up high again, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, swan dive down towards the ground, hinging at the hips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the ground. Bend the knees, weight into the palms, lift the heels. Either step or jump back into your plank position. Lowering down, chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, press off the toes, keep the thighs lifted, roll the shoulders in towards each other, upward dog. And exhale, press back with the hips, downward facing dog. Stepping the feet together. Inhale, lift the right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee and start to circle the knee around in space. So most of us tend to keep the hip quite closed in this position. What we're trying to do is open up through that right hip. So think dog and lamp post, and then usually everyone gets it and they open up that right knee a bit more. And from here, transition to your high plank, hugging your right knee in close towards your heart. Good. And then send the leg through underneath your body so it goes over to the left-hand side. We're coming into fallen star. And you place your right hand in the center and you lift your left hand up towards the sky. If you're not sure, have a look at Gary. He's doing a great job. And if you're feeling really strong, hover the right foot too. Go on, Claire, you can do it. No, okay, and then slowly come back down into your plank. You look so strong there, it's really good. Lift the right leg up and high again, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the heart, step the foot all the way through, you'll be pleased to hear. And turn the back foot so it faces kind of 10 o'clock on a clock face. So it's out on the diagonal, perfect man. Inhale, sweep the arms up nice and high. We're coming into warrior 1.5, so take the hands down through the center in prayer and onto the hips. And what I want you to do is angle your hips off in the diagonal. So warrior 1, your hips point forward. Warrior 2, your hips are flat out to the side, and this is Warrior 1.5, so your hips are on the diagonal. Your front knee is still facing forward, your front toes are still facing forward, but it's much easier for your hips to be off at a diagonal, especially for ladies. And then when you're ready, take your arms up above your head, making sure your shoulders are also stacked above your hips and off in the diagonal. See if you can pull your biceps back a little bit in line with your ears, straighten your elbows, press your palms together. As you exhale, bend your front knee. Good. Holding it here, reaching up through the arms, noticing where there's any tension in your body, making sure the front knee isn't falling in. Breathe in and breathe out. As you inhale, we're going to open up into Warrior 2. So start to rotate that back foot so it's 90 degrees to the front foot. Split your arms along the horizon. Good. And then bend your elbows and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So we're just trying to take any tension that's accumulated in the shoulders out. As you do this, look at your front leg and make sure the knee is over the ankle. So your front foot is far enough in front. And then extend your arms strongly along the horizon, making sure that back arm is lifted too. Lovely. Inhale, looking forward over your middle finger. Exhale, keeping the front knee deeply bent. We're going to reverse our warrior. So inhale, flip your front palm up to face the sky. And as you exhale, gently pull backwards. Left hand to back of thigh, right arm reaching overhead. Option to sneak your left arm behind your back and find the inside of your front thigh and try to externally rotate it. Good job, Linda. As you breathe in, release the arms, keep the front knee deeply bent. Take the right hand to the ground inside the front foot. You can always use a block. Good. And then lift up high through the fingertips, splitting the arms in one straight line. Option to go for the bind. So you can bend your lifted arm, wrap it behind your back, and you can drop your front shoulder underneath your front thigh. That's it, great job. And wrap your arms around, trying to grab hold of your shirt or maybe your hands. If you have the bind, roll your left shoulder open and look to the ceiling. Wherever you are, breathe in and breathe out. Inhale, splitting the arms if they were bound. Good. Looking down to the ground, placing the lifted hand on the earth, stepping strongly back into your plank. Nicely done. Option to come to your downward dog or to lower down chaturanga, building strength. Inhale for your upward facing dog. Let the shoulder blades roll in towards each other. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg to the sky, bend the knee and start to circle that knee in space if it feels good for your body. Again, you can lift the knee nice and high to open up that left hip flexor. Just check you're putting equal pressure through all 10 fingers. And from here, we move the body into high plank, left knee in towards the heart. Good. Start to send the leg over to the right, straightening it, bringing the left hand to the center, right arm towards the ceiling. So fallen star on this side. Maybe if you're feeling super strong and brave, you can even hover that left leg, using the obliques to lift up the left foot. Very nice. Come back down into a downward dog, lift the left leg up and high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to heart, step the left foot all the way through between your hands. Turn the back toes to face 2 o'clock. The sole of back foot is on the floor. Reach up with your arms. Lower the hands in prayer down through the heart. Catch hold of your hips, the iliac crest, the curves on the side, and send the hips off at the diagonal. So the front knee is bent and facing forward, and the hips are coming off at that diagonal, that warrior 1.5. You've got it, brilliant. And then take the arms up above your head again. If you can, you have no impingement in the shoulders or neck, the palms meet, you draw the biceps back in line. Make sure the front knee is facing forward, and everybody exhale, bend your front knee a bit more. Looking so good on this side. Lovely. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bend the front knee a little more. Inhale. And exhale, open out to your warrior two. Nice familiar position, rotating the back foot 90 degrees, arms on the horizon. Now we're going to take a dancing warrior, which is really fun. So lucky you, Gary, you get to demonstrate. Straighten the front leg as you inhale and start to exhale, bend the front knee and then flip your wrists and bend your elbows. So think of, I quite like thinking of a sea creature in the waves. What you're trying to do is really open up your body to the movement. Instead of coming into a static position, we're just finding that ease of play. And Sally, if you're listening, I think I might have picked this one up from you in Strala Yoga. Strala Yoga, you get more into the position before you hold it. And then we'll hold our warrior two. So look at your front leg, bend the front knee, make sure it's over the ankle, otherwise shuffle your foot further forward. Make sure the shoulders are on top of the hips. Good, reaching out equally through your fingers, carrying the weight along the length of the bones in the arms rather than the strong shoulders. So really distributing the weight equally along the arms. As you breathe in, you flip your front palm to the sky. As you breathe out, you reverse your warrior, arcing backwards, keeping the front knee bent. Option to slide the back hand, the right hand behind your back, catching hold maybe if you've got long arms for your inner thigh and rotating it outwards. Good, encouraging the muscle to externally rotate around the thigh bone. And then inhale, come back to your warrior two and drop your left hand to the inside of your front foot. Right hand comes up high. Maybe use a block underneath your hand. Good going. And then option to take the bind. So if you want to take the bind, bend your lifted arm, wrap the arm behind your back, drop your front shoulder low under your thigh, and see if you can catch hold of your shirt or your hands. If you've got the bind, see if you can lengthen your neck, Angela, crown of head forward, lovely, and then look up towards the sky, drawing that top shoulder back in space. Really nice adaptation, Amanda, I like that. And then as you exhale, slowly come back out of it. We're all going to meet with our arms in one straight line. Drop the hands to the ground, hands underneath the shoulders, pull the navel in, step back into your plank position. Because you're looking so strong, we're going to go for another chaturanga. So lower down halfway, elbows close in towards ribs. Inhale, push off the toes, upward facing dog, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good job. Lower down to your knees. Good. Keep the toes tucked and drop your seat towards your heels. As you inhale, sweep your arms up and overhead. Lovely. And as you exhale, take the hands down towards the heart in prayer. So just giving yourself a little toe stretch towards the end of class. No one likes the toe stretch today, but it's so good for us. It's so good to flip our feet the other way. And then from the toe stretch, you can come back onto your palms and gently untuck your toes and tap your feet out behind you on the ground. So like a little pat on the ground with the feet. Lovely. You can take the calf to the shin and rock backwards to sit, if that works for your body, or come to sit cross-legged, however works for you. Lovely. Shuffle forward on your mat. Soles of feet to the ground, knees are bent, reach forward with your hands, tuck your chin and start to roll slowly back. So see if you can keep control of both sides of your spine, gently releasing all the way down to the ground. If it's too much, you can always come to your elbows. Otherwise, letting your back rest on the earth, keeping the knees bent, walking the heels in towards your bum. If you have any knee issues, keep a nice gentle bend in the knees. If your knees are fine, see if you can tickle your heels with your fingers. And then when you're ready, we're coming up into bridge pose. So palms on the ground. As you inhale, you lift the pelvis off the earth, squeezing the glutes. And as you exhale, you begin to roll the spine down towards the ground. So taking the movement with the breath, you inhale, you curl the coccyx up and you lift the lower back, middle back up off the ground. And as you exhale, you release down. And if you want to add an extra layer of complexity to that movement and you have the space in your home, you can inhale when you lift the hips, you lift the arms up towards the ceiling and you release them all the way behind you. As you exhale, you take the fingers towards the sky and you roll the spine back down and the palms come to the earth. So you can keep going with that wave of movement, using the arms and using the strength in the back of the body to lift the legs. Angela, feet maybe a little wider apart. Yeah, see if that makes it feel a little bit more stable and you can push up into the glutes more. Good. Another 2 like this, really pressing down into the feet when you lift the hips. And releasing, rolling down through the spine as you come down. And next time you come down onto your back, start to lift your knees towards your heart. Give yourself a good hug in and rock gently from side to side on your lower back to release any lumbar pressure, because we do quite a lot of back strengthening in this class. Place one hand on either kneecap and start to take your knees out to the side separately, down towards the center. So you're making circles with each knee independently, using your hands to roll the kneecaps up, down, and around. Good job. And then from here, you can cross your calf to your shin and take hold of the outside edges of your feet with your hands. That's it, you got it. So that's quite an, if that's too intense, take happy baby as a variation. I can see some people trying to work out where to hold their feet. Just whatever feels good for you. Sometimes I feel this in my outer hips. Sometimes I feel it more in my ankles. So as long as it feels good for you. And we'll cross the legs the other way. So release the feet and change the cross of the legs just to balance it out. And if this doesn't feel like anything much for you, that's okay, because we all resonate differently with different stretches in different parts of our body. So some of us are tight in different areas. It's really nice, Gary. And then slowly start to release the legs. We're going to come into Shavasana. So whether you choose to take Shavasana on your back, or whether you wish to keep your knees bent and soles of feet on the ground, it's up to you. You can also have your arms overhead or down to your sides. And we'll have 2 minutes here. So not a very long Shavasana, just long enough to seal your practice within your body. Breathe into the front of the body. And then breathe out. Let your limbs grow heavy. Make sure there's no tension in your jaw and tongue. And see if you can allow yourself to simply be without judgment, without any kind of pressure on yourself. Just see what happens when you lie here quietly, letting the breath enter and leave the body. The mind is free to float as the clouds above us. Begin to draw the breath more deeply into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes. And if you feel like it, taking a big long stretch with your arms overhead. Deep inhale and exhale a sigh. Start to draw the knees to the heart. Fall to whichever side is easiest for you today, and gently press yourself to come up to sit. We'll finish class sitting in Sukhasana, easy pose, with our hands and Anjali Mudra prayer at our heart center. Closing your eyes, breathing into the crown of your head and lifting your ears up and back. And exhale, letting the weight and tension slide off your shoulders. Next inhale, you lift the thumbs to the third eye, the space between the eyebrows. Locust style, seeking Vivantu. May all beings be happy and free. On your exhale, releasing your hands down to your heart, the seat of your compassion and passion. And taking your arms out in front of you for a big forward fold. Together we bow and say Namaste. Well done, guys. Sitting up, and I hope you feel good. I'm not sure if I can unmute you all. I think there is a way, isn't there? How do you do it again? But if you want to say anything, please unmute yourself, and happy to take any questions. Oh, that's it. Or thank you. We'll have a chat. Thank you so much, Gary, for being such a good sweat. Oh my God, you sweated.
It's very hot.
Did you sweat too? Brilliant.
Very hot.
I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was the right speed for you at this moment in time. And Gary and I have been working hard to offer lots of online yoga. So if you guys want to do any more yoga, you can head to our website, which is henamyoga.com, and we've got a couple of subscription options. We've also got lots of free yoga on YouTube. And we've got lots of other things apart from yoga. So if you ever fancied Qigong or booty burn circuits class, that kind of thing, come and check it out. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. Is anyone going to do any more classes with Nikki's Yogathon?
Yeah. Cool. Might do.
You guys are hardcore. I'm so impressed. And thank you so much for joining me. It was so lovely to see you all. Those of you I haven't met before and those of you I have. So really lovely to see you. And if there's anything you want to do.
Thanks so much, Sarah. Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary. Bye-bye.
Take care. How do we, so it's recording. Do I just end it? I don't know. Let the recording, where's it going? Oh, stop. Okay.